What's going on, everyone? My name is Gruzbee, and this is the Toasted Trash Podcast. I hope you've all had a great day, and I hope you're having a great week. I'm back with more ramblings and musings and just general nonsense. So before I get started, I just want to shout out the newest Gruz Gang patron and channel backer, Andrew B. You are truly very awesome. Too awesome for words. If anyone else would like to help out the cause and become a Gruz Gang patron, you can do so by heading over to Patreon and making a pledge. You can donate as little as $1, and you'll gain access to some exclusive content not available anywhere else on the internet. Also, while you're here, be sure to hit that thumbs up and subscribe if you're new. So, I had this whole thing I was going to discuss today, and thanks to something that happened earlier in the week, I've decided to throw that thing out and just do something completely different. Don't worry, I'm not going to be hypnotizing anyone into thinking they're a chicken, but there might be some tar and feathering in someone's future regardless. Okay, so the other evening, I had the idea to make a video about the new season of anime, right? Which shows are going to be on my to-watch list. I had it all planned out. I was going to record this, edit it, and then slap it up on YouTube. People would love it, and you know, I was going to be hailed as this genius content creator that likes of which the world has never seen before or since, and then instead of doing all that hard work, I wussed out and decided to just kind of live stream it instead. Alright, so now this was all well and good. Well, it was good until I woke up the next morning with not one, but 2 copyright claims on my live stream. All right. Apparently, Kyoto Animation and some other company that was making one of the new shows took issue with me showing anime trailers during my live stream. And I thought I was so careful too. I mean, I was like, whoa, I got to be careful. You know, I'm going to try to talk over the audio. No. It didn't matter. This wasn't the music side of things that was being copyright claimed. It was the actual video, okay? Because I didn't get a copyright claim on like some music license holder. I got a claim from Kyoto Animation themselves and whatever other stupid company copyright claimed the trailer for that other stupid show. I don't even remember what show it was. Honestly, I have to admit, I was kind of floored by this. I mean, I could understand if this was me actually watching an episode of the show and I was just uploading whole buckets of episodes all at once, and I was monetizing it, you know, the whole time tugging at my villainous mustache and relishing in my evil schemes. But these were anime trailers, okay? Anime trailers. You know, it kind of stings a little bit when a company that you love and that you mourned with during their time of tragedy happens to be the one that claims your video. I mean, I'm the guy that shills anime for a living. I'm not even making any profit from the videos. I was instantly depressed. Instantly, okay? Instantly. Right on the heels of getting the second wind about coming back from my most recent hiatus. I'm all gusto. And I'm eager to create some content. And I got to make some YouTube videos. I got to make some Twitch streams. And I've got to get not 1, but 2 content claims. Oh boy. My initial reaction was not good. I was like, okay, so how am I even going to do this now? You know, what even is this? Some kind of weird foreshadowing on what it's going to be like to make content again. Was I going to be getting content ID claims and copyright claims on every video? Was I going to be yet another has-been YouTuber that got chewed up and spit out by the system? I actually thought about just shutting the whole operation down. I mean, I honestly couldn't see any way that that trying to be an AniTuber was going to work out. I mean, here I was making content. That content was getting hit. Now, I want to say, copyright claim is nothing. Okay, I don't think it's ever going to affect your channel. It's just going to affect your morale a little bit, because it's kind of like saying, we acknowledge what you're doing, you just can't do it, we're going to take your money. So if I was an AniTuber that was making money and I got hit with this, and say that was a live stream that could have potentially generated a couple $100, you know, all that ad money would be gone, you know, on any future views. Unless, of course, it was the kind of video live stream where people could donate cash, which that's completely different. But it's just, I don't know, it's kind of like the principle of the thing, you know? It's like, do you want us to even talk about anime anymore? Do you not get what this is about? You know, there is a clear difference, there is a clear distinction between my fat face on a video screen talking about anime trailers and just bootlegging and uploading an illegal stream of the episode. Can that possibly be fathomed, right? So, I didn't know if maybe this was a sign from God or what. So, I mean, I took the live stream down and I saved it to my hard drive and I contemplated the state of the channel one more time, like I've seemingly done 1,000 times over the past year or so. In November of 2019, my YouTube channel had 740 subs. Now, I think I'm down to 692. I've lost almost 50 subscribers, maybe more. I think people have come in and then immediately left. They're like, hey, what's this anime guy about? Yeah, now pass. Nah. You know, and that happens, okay? But I think I've lost like almost 50 subscribers, maybe more since then, since the FTC fiasco, when I more or less tried to start over with YouTube, right? Does anyone even remember that anymore? Anyone remember when YouTube got threatened by the Federal Trade Commission and that guy, Andrew Smith, the director of consumer protection, said his glorious showstopper of a phrase, remember shooting fish in a barrel and the content creators of the fish and YouTube is the barrel? Anyone remember how I took all 1,000 of my videos down because of that wonderful threat? And the threat of getting fined over $40,000 per infraction by this butt wipe. Anybody remember that? I remember that. I remember that. You know, there was a small voice in the back of my head that said, don't worry about it, it's gonna be nothing. And then, you know, I had literally, you know, I had more assurity that the FTC was gonna come after AniTubers and YouTubers, then I had a surety that that Y2K was going to be a thing. So you know what Andrew Smith is doing now? Any idea? Any guess? Well, he isn't shooting fish in a barrel, okay? He's gone back to his old law firm in Washington. Yeah, he's no longer with the Federal Trade Commission. As of, I think as of this year, yeah, he quit. He went back to his law firm. He's a partner again, you know, specializing in consumer protection. And maybe he couldn't shoot maybe he just couldn't shoot the fish in the barrel, and he's going to go back to doing someplace where he can. I don't know, but to my knowledge, not a single case has been filed against a YouTuber for COPA violations. Okay, not a single one. At least none that I could find, and I searched pretty hard for it. So, yeah. Let me tell you, these two copyright claims were like getting smacked around in the brain, just a little bit, I mean, I'm coming back to that, So, in my funk, in my daze, I ended up dredging up the whole past 2 years, and I was firmly in the mental state of what scientists have now classified as self-pity. All right? I mean, it sucks, right? All I want to do is talk about anime, and I get slapped down for talking about anime. Somewhere in the darkest corners of the pitiest of this party, between the beer kegs and the puking in the corner, I recalled my own words from one of my live streams during that FTC fiasco. And I remember it was like a little light bulb went off somewhere between the Jägermeister shot. I'm kidding, there was no actual Jägermeister. Somewhere in there, a little light bulb went off, and I recalled my own words, and I recall saying that I was going to keep making content regardless. That if YouTube or the FTC or Andrew Smith wanted my channel, they were going to have to pry it from my cold dead fingers. You remember me saying that? Is anybody here who watched that live stream 2 years ago? Remember me saying that? That I took my videos down, yes, because I was unsure about them. But going forward, it wasn't going to stop me from adapting and making content regardless. I was going to figure out a way to do it, even if it had to be sock puppets, that talked about anime. If YouTube truly wanted everyone to become family-friendly Ryan's Toy Review ripoffs, I could do that. I have enough socks. I could stitch some buttons on there, and I could go to Fiverr and hire some voice actors to do some ADR work. There is a way to do it. But yeah, they're gonna have to pry it from a cold, dead fingers. I honestly felt like a badass. I mean, now look at me. I get a couple of copyright claims on a live stream, and I wilt like a hot salad. So no one said it was going to be easy. I don't think I ever said that. I think I may have thought that, but I know I've never told anybody, oh yeah, do YouTube. It's going to be easy. The golden era, let me tell you something. If you're new to YouTube or AniTubing, the golden era of being a YouTuber is over. When I decided to toss my hat into the ring 7 years ago, I still can't believe it's been 7 years. I had no clue that this was going to be one of the most janky roller coaster rides I was ever going to be on. I honestly thought, well, like I said, I never said it, I thought it. I honestly thought I could crap out some anime content, slap some videos together, and then become one of those overnight YouTube sensations, I mean, what could literally be easier than growing on YouTube? You sit down in front of a camera, you record some crap, you edit the ums and the ahs out, and you put it up on the platform. What career could be easier? Good God, was I an idiot? Yeah, it's not that easy. It's never that easy. So I took the live stream down. I saved it to storage. Maybe in the long run, my first initial decision was the right one, which would have been to just edit together a video and put it up. So that's probably what I'm going to do. Maybe I'll re-edit it and I'll put it up on YouTube in about a week or so before the new season officially starts. This way I can get rid of all of the, all of the crap that got copyright claimed. I'll just re-edit it, upload it. It'll probably look like garbage. I have no idea what the quality is going to look like of a live stream that got encoded by YouTube in a really small file, downloaded by me in an even smaller file, and then edited and then compressed in a larger file, and then re-uploaded back to YouTube in a smaller. It's probably going to look like a hammered ass, but I'll put some filters on it. Maybe, maybe it'll be tolerable. Oh my gosh, so I can get this video up and maybe cash in on some of the highlight goodness that I hear everybody talking about. It's all about the highlights. They'll be like, well, where's the live stream? I don't know. YouTube ate it. YouTube as a career, I think has been one of the hardest. I've done a lot of stuff. I've worked in some places that were life-threatening. I didn't stay there long. You don't work at a place very long when your supervisor is walking you through all of this heavy-duty machinery stuff, and he's like, yeah, there was a fella that got squished over there. Yeah, this fella got mangled over there, and it's like, how long until we get our insurance benefits? It didn't last long. But I have worked in some fairly dangerous jobs. And I've worked in some very cushiony jobs, But YouTube, I think, has been one of the hardest. Mentally, But aside from that, it's also been one of the most satisfying things I've ever done. I mean, when YouTube works, it works amazingly well, And when it fails, it fails hard, But I think if we really broke it down and we analyzed some things, I think that could be said of pretty much anything, When life works, it's a beautiful thing. When it doesn't, it sucks, I mean, if I had to do it all over again, I would definitely have told myself to stick with it more in the beginning rather than to be so loose with my schedule. I mean, I uploaded a few videos. I took a part-time job and forgot about my channel for like 9 months. So I could definitely say that I would tell myself to to take more care in the beginning and stick with it. I didn't get serious until late 2014, and in those first few months, the gravy train had kind of pulled out of the station. There was this really accessible time period between 2000 and 2010, 2011, and 2004. For like 4 years there, I think there was a real accessibleness to YouTube. People could come in and do just about anything. You measured success in how many thousands of subscribers you had. When you hit your first 1,000 subscribers, you were a success back then. Now, you're kind of not a success until you hit your first million, or at least you break the 500,000 mark in subscribers. And that's the difference, That was kind of the turning point in 2013, 2014, because in those few years, everyone that could jumped in YouTube. It was sort of like the California gold rush. Everyone suddenly was wanting to be a YouTuber. I was no different, but I came in just as the gravy train was leaving, which just so happened to be, in my opinion, 2014. Anyone that started after 2014 was going to have a hell of a time trying to get successful. And had I started early 2014, I would have been on the fringe of maybe success. There's no guarantee I would have pulled it off. There's no guarantee. But I would have been able to have stayed on top of the videos that were getting the views. I would have been able to have interacted with my audience more, and I could have maybe maintained what little hype there was instead of waiting, forgetting about it, and then it kind of dying down. And then it's just been this vertical climb almost ever since, you know. Now, I mean, here's the thing. Ad revenue was stretched so thin by the time that I got back into it that, you know, I mean, when you became a YouTube partner prior to 2014, the ad revenue pool was pretty significant. You could make a pretty decent living off of the ad revenue, all right? And then post 2014, because of so many people getting onto the partner program and how easy it was to get on the partner program, the ad revenue we just started stretching out because it had to be divided up amongst more content creators. And so then content creators started making less per mile of ads. And a mile of ads is something like 1,000 views, right? It's like 1,000 views. So for every 1,000 views that you get on your video, that equals so much money from the ad revenue. Brand deals were fewer and farther between. I mean, it wasn't like Audible wasn't the sponsor for every new creator yet. And it was way before Raycon earbuds had run rampant in the ads, you know. Brand deals were pretty hard. And your viewers hated you if you got sponsored and you did a sponsorship, you know. I think anime content on YouTube is so touch and go these days. So many times, you know, I'll upload a video and it'll do absolutely nothing. Now. And I think that's due largely in part to all the time off from work that I've been taking. I mean, obviously, many of you are aware of the near constant setbacks I've had over the past year. What I will lovingly refer to as the year of hell. And it hasn't just been COVID quarantine. So I won't bore you with any more of that for a while. But what I am going to do now that I've been slapped in the face by pretty much the whole anime industry, whether or not it's because I'm a gaijin or not, I'm not going to do a damn thing. That's what I'm going to do. Not a thing. Well, let me rephrase. I'm not going to do anything any different. I'm still going to be making content on the channel, you know. I'm still going to be doing the podcast. And if you've seen the last video, you'll know by now that I've taken the walk on the wild side even further. I've decided to cash in on what could be the strangest, most bizarre aspect of YouTube yet. Reaction craze. I talked about this in a previous podcast episode. You know, I've been watching a lot of reaction videos, and that 8-year-old in me that wants to emulate everything awesome that he sees, yeah, it's coming back out. So I've decided to do some reactions. Excuse me. I've decided to do some reactions. So if you want to see me react to an anime episode, let me know in the comments what anime or anime thing you would like for me to react to. Or don't, you know, and you might get something super random and annoying, you know. So, because I'm all about the randomosity. I'm not sure if I really want to double down on the reactions at this point, though, but I think it's fun to sit there and watch anime. Because that's something I enjoy doing is watching anime. And, and I think it is strangely fun having other people watch me watch anime and then occasionally saying something about the anime. Who knows? Maybe my unique snarky attitude will emerge and I'll heckle the anime like my usual anime self, you know. In case you don't know, I love talking trash to my anime. So if you ever come to my house and you want to watch anime, you're not going to have a pleasant experience. I'm a monster, okay? I get irritated at the stupidest things in anime, all right? And I laugh and love the absolute stupidest things in anime. So Yeah, just take a normal anime viewing experience and turn that inside out. That's me. That's my viewing experience. So the first thing I did was on this quest to establish myself as the premier authority in anime reaction videos. You know, I got to strive for nothing less than perfection here. You know, I got to aim for the top. First thing I did was to go back and check out my old reactions that I did when Uzaki-chan Wants to Hang Out was still a thing. Remember that show? Yeah, tiny college student with the big titties. You know, everybody was like, "It's just a child, you shouldn't do that." It's like, punk, she's in college. You're the one that's got a problem. All right. Body shaming pieces of crap. Did I say that out loud? Yes, I did. There's nothing wrong with a little culture. Yeah. So remember Uzaki-chan. Yeah. So I did 3 reaction videos, and they were a little clunky, but I think they were solid reaction videos. But then I got, a little, I felt like I couldn't do this consistently, so I went ahead and I unlisted them. But then, going back, looking at them again, I'm like, these aren't too bad. They had some decent views, So I relisted the first one of Uzaki-chan, and then I set my eyes on which anime would be my first next victim of a reaction. And, that ended up being Layback Camp Season 2, Episode 1. I honestly have no idea if this is going to be a good idea. I mean, last year the videos got a fair number of views, like I said. So unless it's just a miserable disaster, then I will continue to make more. And for everyone that is and I'm not trying to be a jerk. This is a benefit because it's hard to react constantly. So there's a lot of quiet time in a 25-minute episode of anime. Some of it, is relevant reaction. Some of it is kind of not so relevant reaction. Some of it is me just musing about something. So to keep the reactions kind of flowing, they get trimmed. A 25-minute video gets trimmed to about 15 minutes, give or take. So if you want to see the full video, warts and all, then I've put that, everyone who is a Patreon, everyone who's a patron, a member of Patreon, can gain access to the full, less edited version. There's always a little bit of editing that has to be done, getting it set up, pressing the play button, but you get what I'm saying. You'll get the full experience if you're a member of my Patreon on the reaction videos. So that's something that I can offer the patrons, and I've been wanting to offer them something, a unique experience aside from the stuff that they can just get on YouTube and Twitch. So this is kind of a push, I think, to direct some more content towards the people that support the show, people that support the channels. I love you guys. I got to give you some stuff, you need this, whether you want it or not. So yeah, those are going to be the full, those are going to be the full episode. More chit chat from yours truly. So look forward to those. If you're a member of Patreon, if you're not, you can be a patron for as little as $1, and you unlock all the stuff that's going to be available. So I'm just throwing that out there. You don't have to contribute. You're subscribing and you're liking the video is more than enough. All right. I'm just going to say that it's more than enough. Now, I've also talked about bringing the wife into the podcasts. I've been teasing that. That's still going to be a thing. I'm still very serious about that, but her time is much more valuable than mine, and she'd probably only be available for a weekend recording or maybe a live stream. So it's something that's still kind of in negotiations at this point. We're still trying to work out how we're going to do that. You know, we're both going to cram in here into the office and do a live stream where you see our faces. Are we going to do a recording where we sit down and record like I'm doing right now? How are we going to do this? I'm still working all that out. It's going to be a thing. We just got to get it sort of mainstreamed, you know. Streamlined. That's the better word. So, bottom line, YouTube can be an ass, you know. They really can. But at least YouTube, I think, is a somewhat predictable ass. Twitch, on the other hand, is orchestrated chaos. You know, if you thought for 1 second that YouTube is an elbow-to-elbow cluster frick of content creators scrambling to be seen, scrambling to be heard, scrambling to get their video viewed, you know, then Twitch is like a hurricane of everything and nothing all at the same time. Speaking of Twitch, you know, since I brought up Twitch, I'm working on tweaking my streaming schedule, you know, so there's going to be some mild inconsistencies between streams for a little bit. But I'm wanting to do some earlier live streams to see what happens. Maybe get some fresh eyes on things. So if you can't catch an early stream, I understand, but you can always check out the VODs. They are usually up for about 2 weeks before they're mandatorily taken down. They're taken down. All right, taken down in 2 weeks, but they're still going to be available. So hopefully we can meet in the middle somewhere. I still want to do some evening streams, but I want to do some early streams, you know. I got to get up early in the morning. I got to treat this like a job. I got to do some live streams, you know. I want to see about getting some fresh eyes on things, you know. I want to see about getting some fresh involvement. I feel like I've allowed myself to get in kind of a rut by consistently relying upon this nighttime streaming, okay? So, yeah. So anyway, I think I've rambled on long enough for this podcast. It's a little short. It's a lot shorter than the other ones. I think I've kept my thoughts less from rabbit trailing this time, hopefully. I took some notes, so there was me definitely thinking, planning ahead for this podcast, so it wasn't an hour and a half of me just rambling that had to be cut down to something coherent. Anyway, I appreciate everyone for coming and hanging out, and I definitely appreciate all the support. I really do. Your encouragement, your support has been monumental over the past year, over the past 2 years, really. You know, through all of the, and I'm going to be honest, I have made some absolutely crazy decisions regarding the channel, and you guys have stood by me every crazy decision. So thank you for that. Definitely thank you for that. And for everyone who supports the channel financially, thank you all so much. But if you haven't done so, yet, then yeah, like this video, give it some interaction, show YouTube, show the YouTube algorithm that we mean business. All right. And if you haven't done so, subscribe for more. You know that you want to. You know that you want to. All right, everyone, have an amazing day. Keep being awesome, and I will see you all in the next video.